Hello, my name is Demetric James. I'm the owner of the Arizona Triangle Basketball Exposure League. I want you to take a few minutes out today just to talk to you a little bit about who we are and just as importantly, what we are. Just like our name says, we're an exposure basketball league, meaning we don't pay players to play for our teams. Players actually pay us in order to have access to our platform. Now, one of the benefits of us having an exposure league is that it protects any collegiate eligibility that any player may have still remaining. And that's important, especially in this environment that most of our players find themselves in here in America. As far as the collegiate system goes, the moment you whisper pro, again, you've really just immediately limited your, options. And so with an exposure league, paying to play on our platform, it allows a player and your trusted inner circle, your advisory, those people that are closest to you that have your best interest in mind. It allows you guys to basically gauge the landscape before you make a decision one way or the other. And so this applies to, let's say, a junior college player that maybe just didn't get the looks that they were hoping to get this past year, especially throughout this COVID or this pandemic era. And, at this point, they're weighing their options. Should I try and go to this smaller school, or should I actually just try and go play international basketball and chase my professional basketball careers? It also applies for a player that's at a Division I school or a four-year university, I should say, four-year academic institution. Same thing, especially because our summer league that we have is during the summer. It allows players, again, just to see what their options are out there by gauging their actual viability by playing on our platform. Another type of player that it works out well for is for a high school player that's, again, about to go into college. Let's say there's a blue chip player that's getting recruited by, tons of top schools. Has all the ability in the world to actually go and play professional basketball. However, because of the dynamics that are present when it comes to the way the system works, again, you got to make a decision one way or the other, oftentimes without having the opportunity to gather information on what those options really are. And so that's what our exposure basketball league allows for you guys as players or for players that you may know to have access to. Again, just a way to, gather intelligence so that you can make an educated decision on this point. Again, because we're exposure and you guys or players are paying to play on our platform, it's no different in all essence than going to pay to play in your local rec league or at your local gym, whether it's LA Fitness or Bally's or whatever you have going on in your area. Again, you're just trying to play top level basketball. You're trying to play in a controlled environment that's safe for you. But with our exposure league, you're also going to get those exposure opportunities, get a chance to get scouted, get a chance to get that film, get that data, get those statistics, have those shot charts and everything there. And so at the end of the summer league or being on one of our platforms, you get a chance to see what kind of offers you're getting, whether that be on the collegiate side or on the professional side, before ever having to make that final decision. I hope you guys are following this. I hope that's making sense thus far. One of the other caveats or benefits, I should say, to our exposure league is, and in particular when it comes to our summer league in Mexico, is when it comes to the professional player or the player with professional, more particularly international basketball aspirations. So let me kind of paint a picture here for you. Let's say you're a player that's trying to get their foot in the door or gain an opportunity for a paid international basketball opportunity. Oftentimes there's lots of combines or tryouts or evaluations going on. We have some of them as well. But when many of you players are actually signing up for those and you go to those If you've been chasing your dreams for a while now, you've probably been to several. And usually the scenario plays out like this. On average, it's about $350 or so to participate. I've seen them those combines as low as $100. I've seen them as high as $600. But in many cases, it's somewhere around $350 or so. And what you're doing is you're paying for an opportunity to basically audition. You may get 4 to 6 hours worth of playing time or actual court time. You may play, let's say, maybe 2 or 3 games, maybe 2 to 4. Out after doing, some drills and things of that nature. However, in my opinion, it's a lot to place, or I should say, there's a lot that you're investing for a one-shot opportunity. I mean, let's be honest. You're not guaranteed to have your best day on the day that you go and audition or go to that combine. So let's say maybe you had a poor outing, or let's say maybe on that particular day you just were playing out of position, or you weren't playing with a group that you necessarily meshed well, because after all, you guys just met and you guys are kind of thrown together and you're expected to audition and perform, and you're hoping for your best, but that's not always the case. And on the flip side, though, there is also always that one player that we've all known, we've all seen, that's never made 2 shots in a row in their life, but on that one day they just couldn't miss. And so what we've done here at the Arizona Triangle Basketball Exposure League is we've created a summer league that literally mimics, or is designed to mimic, a season-long type combine. And so what that does is it helps you guys as players provide a greater sample size of who you are as a player, so that clubs and teams and organizations and agents that are looking for players of your caliber can kind of get a better idea of who you really are as a player, and can also see perhaps your developmental abilities as well along the way. And so we think that's a really big benefit for you guys as players, especially those of you that are trying to chase your professional, particularly international professional basketball dreams. And this is what this platform is built for. On the flip side, when we're talking about, agents and GMs or clubs and coaches that are looking to fill potential spots that they may have openings for, particularly for international paid professional basketball job opportunities, it does the same thing for them, as opposed to having to just depend on one video from one combine. Having a greater sample size allows them to avoid, again, offering a job opportunity to that one player that has never made 2 shots in their life before, but on that one day they just couldn't miss. And so we think it offers great value. We've been getting great results thus far, but I also want to tell you a couple other benefits and caveats to our Exposure League that's a little unique. We believe we're doing something that's never really been done before, especially not in the way that we're doing it currently, which is why I'm excited to sit here and kind of share with you a little bit more about not just who we are, but what we are. So we talked about why we're in exposure. Again, it helps to preserve all your options. Again, academic eligibility is important. Getting a degree in a career, or getting a degree is absolutely important. We never want to minimize that. But being able to make an educated decision, no matter what decision you're going to make, is also just as important in our opinion. The other thing is, we were talking about when it comes to auditioning. You want to get value for your audition, and you want to have an opportunity, again, to show who you are as a player. And so having a season-long type combine, particularly with our Summer League in Mexico, provides that opportunity. One of the third things I want to talk about is what it means to have an opportunity to play international basketball. If you've ever played the game NBA Live or NBA 2K or whatever you play, and you've played like the career mode, and you see, it kind of mimics that. Being able to play in our summer league down in Mexico that we currently have going on, it allows you guys as players, one, to get that international basketball component underneath your belt, meaning you've literally physically played international basketball before. And it also allows you guys to get the real experience of what that's going to be like should you be fortunate enough to be offered one of those opportunities. For example, you're going to be playing, or all of our players are playing with international players, professional international players that may or may not speak fluent English, and they still have to figure out a way to perform. Our coaches, our professional coaches from professional leagues down there in Mexico. So you're also being coached again by coaches that may or may not speak fluent English, and you're still expected to perform, much like the career mode in the video games. And so it's the real life experience that you guys are going to get down here with our Exposure League when it comes to our summer league in Mexico. Now, another reason why that's very important is that's one of those things that we call checking the boxes. One of the boxes that international teams like to know if you've have had checked already is the international experience. Now, it's kind of like, putting the cart before the horse, which one comes first, chicken or the egg type deal. And so we think we've provided a solution for that. How can you get international experience without ever having been provided an opportunity to get international experience? So that's what the Summer League down there in Mexico is all about. And there's a good reason for it. So to give you an example of why that matters so much, meaning the international experience matters so much, is let's use a high school example. A kid coming out of high school and they're going to, let's say, looking for basketball or collegiate basketball playing opportunities, a scholarship basically. So let's say you take a kid that's grew up in a neighborhood, nothing but concrete, maybe Brooklyn, New York or something of that nature, and that's all they've known their entire life. And they get a scholarship to, let's say, Iowa, something where there's more agriculture and things of that nature, much less concrete, if you understand what I'm saying. Even going from high school to college in America, that can be, if you're going from Brooklyn, New York to Iowa, that can be a tough transition for some young adults. And quite frankly, if a young person is having a tough time making that transition, down there in Iowa from Brooklyn, New York, then if it doesn't work out, they can find themselves, off the team, perhaps without a scholarship, perhaps without a dorm. And again, at this point, if they don't have a strong support system, they may, for all intents and purposes, basically find themselves homeless or out on the street in an environment that they, by all means, were already having a hard time making that adjustment to, if that makes sense. Now, if that can happen here in the States, heaven forbid you get a player gets an international basketball opportunity and, gets halfway across the world to a third world country or something of that nature and have a tough time making the transition. Listen, whether you're the high school kid that went from Brooklyn, New York to Iowa and you found yourself outside of the program, or you're someone that goes from America to a third world country somewhere around the globe and you find yourself outside the program, when those things don't work out, it's not as if the organizations or the academic institutions even are going to give you a flight ticket back home. Again, so it's important to get this international basketball experience, just so you can have an idea of what it means to have to acclimate to the environment that you're going to go to, because by all means, it's not America anymore. Just like the age-old saying says, when in Rome, you're going to have to do like they do in Rome. Do as the Romans do, is how the old adage goes. So that's another benefit or bonus that we have when it comes to our Basketball Exposure League. And I'm sure you can understand that. I hope it makes sense. The other things that we got going on, another benefit, I should say, when it comes to particularly our summer league down here in Mexico that we got going on, is when we're talking about exposure opportunities, even when you're doing a combine, oftentimes, many times there's not a person in the gym at that audition or at that combine that you can really talk to that can offer an opportunity. Oftentimes it's really just, somebody live streaming or something of that nature, and just kind of live streaming and just kind of, the videos going out all across the globe. And basically the premise is, or the understanding is that basically, while you're auditioning, there may be some coach sitting on a couch somewhere halfway across the globe watching this video, and they may just see you stand out, and they may go through all kinds of back channels to find out who you are and reach out to you and get in touch with you that way. Quite frankly, I've yet to talk to a coach that's told me, hey, Mr. James, that's exactly what I do with my Saturday mornings. I sit around for 4 to 6 hours watching live streams, hoping to find a diamond in the rough. Hey, it may have happened. Not saying it can't happen, not saying it doesn't happen, not saying it hasn't happened. I just haven't talked to that coach yet. If you're out there, contact me. Love to talk about what that looks like, so that we can educate players on what you're looking for when you're doing that. But again, that's not something that's very common, and I'm sure you can understand what I'm saying. So when it comes to our summer league down there in Mexico, our teams are playing in 6 different cities. They only play on the weekends. They're playing in 6 different cities as opposed to one combine outing. Again, they got games throughout every weekend and going through 6 different cities, probably going to get somewhere around 20 to 25 games, something of that nature. All of our players are playing in the actual gyms, stadiums of professional teams down there in Mexico, where we're basically laying you guys into the laps of those decision makers, whether it be coaches or GMs or club owners or scouts or agents. Again, you're auditioning right there in front of them in their home gyms, in their home stadium, so they can get an up close look at you. It doesn't get any better than that. Also, again, you guys are getting coached by international professional basketball coaches as well. And you guys are also playing with international basketball teammates as well to help check all those boxes again. Now, some of our players also are being selected by some of those clubs that are in those cities, in those stadiums that we're playing in. They're actually being swapped onto their official rosters or their current rosters, so that those teams can actually get a closer look at them as far as how they actually fit inside of their actual rosters. It's unheard of. Like I said, this is kind of why I wanted to sit down for a moment, just talk to you a little bit about who we are and again, what we are, because we're a little bit different. We're something that's never really been done before quite like this. A couple of other things I want to touch base on as well is, again, being able to get that sample size, a greater sample size when you're auditioning, having the statistics that are there, having good game tape, again, that's there. The international experience as well, the shot charts that are going to follow you, everything is documented, everything is uploaded to make it as easy and accessible for you as far as, collecting all of your data, your resume, your game film, things of that nature that you're going to use to help further your career. We're making all that accessible for you. And again, I should say easily accessible for you, and doing everything we can to maximize your exposure. In order to make this happen, we've partnered with a couple of different companies. One down in Mexico is called Open Run Mexico, owned by Mr. Joan Murillo Rosales. We've partnered with our organizations to be able to have those relationships down there in Mexico and be able to provide you guys with this international experience down in Mexico. And we've also partnered with another company called Embassy International. They're based out of Palermo, Italy. They do have a home base here in stateside in Detroit, Michigan, owned by Mr. Darren Williams. And on that side, with Embassy International, our players are also getting more exposure opportunity because they're being enrolled into what's called the Embassy Academy, which allows our players to have access to exclusive job opportunities that are exclusive to them, coming straight through the Embassy International organization that has contacts and job opportunities and openings to opportunities in over 40 countries around the globe. And we've gotten exclusive, again, opportunities that are going just for our players in the Arizona Triangle Basketball Exposure League, Summer League, the Summer League players that we have. They've already been made aware of many of those and have started reaching out to many of those. And so, again, it is a very unique setup that we have. Again, we're giving you guys the direct exposure opportunity by placing you down in Mexico, playing in front of those teams, personally being able to talk, touch, actually feel, be coached by their coaches, so on and so forth. Again, it can't get any more in depth than that. And we also have been a collaboration that allows us to help you guys get other exposure opportunities to other lesser job opportunities, lesser known job opportunities, I should say, to other countries around the globe. When it comes to you guys as players, that's perhaps one of the toughest things, one of the other toughest challenges that you guys face is, again, knowing which jobs to apply for. To give an example, if you're applying for a job that you heard of, more than likely you probably heard about it because it's probably a bigger job opportunity. Whether, the Australia League, a team from Australia or something of that nature. However, in order to be, qualify for that job, you probably have to have a fairly strong resume. While you're still trying to build your resume, it would be better for you to be able to apply for a job that doesn't require as strong of a resume. Let me give you an example. Let's say you graduated with your degree in business, with your bachelor's degree in business yesterday. That doesn't necessarily mean, congratulations to you first of all, but that doesn't necessarily mean that your first job application out of the gate should necessarily be to Apple Global, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? You want to be able to apply for a job that you're going to have a good chance or a greater level of success or opportunity to be successful at attaining, if that makes sense. And same thing when it comes to basketball job opportunities. So one of the other benefits that we have, just like I talked to you about, is we're providing our players already week one with exclusive job opportunities for lesser known job opportunities. But again, they're great resume builders. They're paid playing opportunities. It is professional basketball, international basketball, and they're looking to fill positions. They're lesser known, you're lesser known. We're helping you guys make those connections as well through our partner organization, Embassy International. And then again, on the direct side, when it comes to direct exposure, up close and personal, we're putting you guys in those providing you guys with those auditioning opportunities with our partner organization, Open Run Mexico, down there in Mexico. So there's a little bit of the season left. We still have a few more spots left if you're open. We'll be having more similar events and exposure opportunities after this season. But I will tell you this, coming out of the gate, this summer, 2021, after we've had the whole pandemic and COVID and everything, and everybody's kind of been on standstill, the international basketball scene is starting to explode, or is getting ready to explode. Most jobs are going to be kicking off or being offered around the end of August, the beginning of September. Our summer league is ending right at the end of August, just in time for you all to have all of that tape, all of those statistics, the shot charts, having got your resumes over to those potential employers, having had a chance to play in front of those employers, meet those potential employers, how should I say, establish a relationship with them right before they have to make those roster decisions. And so it's a great opportunity. The timing couldn't be better. We couldn't be happier to be on the forefront of helping you guys as players, again, maximize your exposure opportunities. And we're excited to see where you guys' careers are going to go. We're happy to be behind you guys all the way. And that's a little bit about what we're doing. There's just so much more. I mean, our players are getting coaching, private training and coaching, even off the outside of the actual court time and playing time by professionals down there in Mexico. I'm talking coaches that coach the LMVP, that have won championships in the CIBA Copa, CIBA Pac, the Chihuahua League, you name it. It's very exciting. The players that our players are playing with and against are also professional players that have played in the LMVP, the CIBA Copa, the CIBA Pac, the Chihuahua League, several other leagues. During our first week, one of the players that our players played against and with was actually an Olympic medalist in the Pan Am that was on the Mexican national team when during the Pan Am games when they actually beat the United States of America. I mean, the competition level is legitimate. The exposure is legitimate. It's top tier. It's professional. It doesn't get any better than this. If you're looking for exposure, you're trying to get your name and your hat, throw your hat in the ring for international basketball job placement opportunities, reach out to us. Arizona Triangle Basketball Exposure League. Go to our website, arizonatriangle.com. Go to our Facebook page, Arizona Triangle Basketball Exposure League. Check out our videos on YouTube to check out the video quality and see kind of the excitement that's going on at the Arizona Triangle Basketball Exposure League. It's the YouTube channel as well. Please subscribe to be updated on more videos coming. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, you name it. Reach out to us directly. You want to talk to me, love to talk to you. You can reach me on WhatsApp at 623-326-6216, or reach out to me through one of those other channels. You can email us at arizonatriangle@gmail.com. Again, there's a number of ways to reach out to us. If you're trying to chase your basketball dreams, we want to be here to help. We have a platform to help you do so. And we believe that you're going to have a great chance of success coming through our platform, because that's all we're designed to do. If we don't help you guys, again, get those legitimate opportunities, at least from exposure, then we're not doing our job. But we're committed to you guys. That's what we exist for. That's why this thing was created, with you as the player in mind. Again, Arizona Triangle Basketball Exposure League. I hope this helps kind of you guys kind of understand a little bit about what we're doing and who we are. And again, just as importantly, what we are. We hope to hear from you. And again, we're excited about seeing you guys chase your basketball dreams. Again, Arizona Triangle Basketball Exposure League. I'm Demetric James, signing off. God bless.